I'm Jane. Welcome to my channel, Living in the Boston Suburbs. In this video, I will share all the pros and cons of living in Needham, Massachusetts. If you're considering relocating to the Boston area, make sure you subscribe, as I'll be sharing videos on all the towns in Greater Boston. I love connecting with my YouTube viewers, so feel free to reach out with any questions. Stay tuned at the end. I will share fun facts about living in Needham. So the first thing that makes Needham a terrific suburb is the location. It's just 15 miles west of Boston. It's bordered by Wellesley, Newton, Dedham, and Dover. There's 3 commuter rail stations, which makes it super easy to commute. It's also located on the tech region of 95 and is very convenient to drive to 495 as well. For play, you can get anywhere in 3 hours. You can get to the South Shore of Boston to the beaches in less than an hour. This photograph behind me is actually taken by my sister-in-law from our family home in Situate. You can be at the Cape in less than 2 hours and hop on a ferry and be on Martha's Vineyard or Nantucket in less than half a day. That's one of our favorite things to do in the summer, but I think there'll be another video about that. If you're heading north, you can be in Portland, Maine, which is a great little city, great restaurants, terrific access to beaches in less than 2 hours. And you can be on the ski slopes of New Hampshire and Maine and Vermont to great skiing in 3 hours. Needham is also beautiful. It has an historic town center with beautiful architecture. It also has lots of green space. It has great sledding at Memorial Park. It has great hiking. It actually has an incredible number of restaurants too. All different types of food. One of our favorite places to go is the James, which is a pub. You step off the commuter rail and you can walk right into their bar. They have kind of a pubby Irish vibe. There seems to be lots of brogues by the staff, and it has a really great outdoor space that they created during COVID times. Our favorite Italian place is Sweet Basil. Interestingly, in Massachusetts, there are many restaurants that do not have a liquor license, but it's okay to bring your own. So you can just cross the street and go to Needham Center Fine Wines and grab a bottle, and the server will uncork it for you. The best place to take the kids is Cook's. They have awesome cocktails for the grown-ups, and everyone enjoys the truffle fries. And our favorite place to go for coffee on the weekend is the French Press Bakery. Needham also has great shopping. If you want to, you never have to go to the mall or to Boston. One of my favorite shops is Treat Cupcake. It has amazing cupcakes, and it also is a place for an event for a kid or adult party. And this spring, they're launching a trolley, so they'll actually bring their cupcakes to you for any event. Another place you don't want to miss is Michaelson's Shoe Store. It has been there for 100 years. I actually just took my mom boot shopping there, and I've always took my kids and myself to buy sneakers and back to school shoes. Here's a fun fact I won't save till the end. I actually grew up with the Michelson family in Lexington, and the owner was my sister's kindergarten class all the way through high school. Needham also has a terrific hardware store called Harvey's. Harvey still pops in now and then. It's now run by his kids and grandchildren. Sadly, they just had a fire, an electrical fire started in the basement, so we're hoping they're gonna be back in action soon. I have fond memories of them. One time I was doing a showing in Needham, and I had neglected to replace the battery on my car key. So I was at a showing and I realized that I couldn't turn the car off because I didn't know if it would restart. So I drove over to Harvey's and handed him my key and just said, "Can you please make this work?" And he did. Needham is known also for its excellent schools. It was given an A+ rating by niche.com. It has a beautiful high school building that was redone in 2008. There are 2 middle schools. All the 6th graders go to High Rock, and then 7th and 8th graders go to Pollard. Pollard has a terrific music program. Great sports too. For a school that has good performing arts and sports and academics, Needham is a great option. For elementary schools, there is one called Sunita Williams, which is an absolutely beautiful building that was just completed a couple years ago. Elementary schools are neighborhood schools. Elliott, Newman, Sunita Williams, Mitchell, and Broadmeadow. There's also actually a very small private college called Olin College of Engineering. US News and World Report just ranked number 3 in the country. Another great thing about Needham is the diverse housing options. There's everything from brand new construction to 150-year-old homes that have been updated. There's small condos, a handyman special that sold last year and for $400,000. That was the least expensive home in 2021. And here's an example of an estate home in Saddlebrook Estates that I sold last year for around $2.5 million. The most expensive home that was sold in Needham in 2021 was $4 million, which was pretty fab. If you would like more specific information about real estate in Needham or any of the surrounding towns, make sure you subscribe or drop me an email and I can share my buyer's guide, which gives stats and fun information on all the different towns and is a great place to compare. Another great thing about the housing options is the neighborhood options. We have everything from in-town, very small lots to acre lots further out like Saddlebrook Estates. My favorite neighborhood is actually known as the ladder streets. You can see they make just a little grid. And they go from Fair Oaks Road, which is really pretty, all the way down to Wilshire Park. I really love it because you can walk to town, you can walk to the train station, you can walk to a couple of the elementary, middle, and high schools, and it's great, like a safe environment for kids walking and bike riding. So now it's time for some cons. I actually don't have that many. One thing, it is not a terribly diverse community. It's about 82% white, though I think that's getting better. And it is quite busy with traffic in the town center. Commuter rail actually runs right through town. When the train is coming, you get the border crossing, boop, 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 coming down, and you just have to wait for the train to go by. Still, it's part of the charm of being close and being able to hop on and be in Boston in 25 minutes. Time for my fun facts. My first fun fact. Wellesley and Needham have the oldest high school football rivalry in the country. They're evenly matched and our records are about even as well. But that's a super fun tradition on Thanksgiving. When my son was in middle school, he actually played on a Pop Warner team that had Needham and Wellesley kids. So that made it really special when by the time high school rolled around, he was playing against some of his former teammates. TripAdvisor calls Needham home. They have this beautiful building that they put up in the tech region and actually is in what was one of the nation's first industrial parks. Allie Raisman grew up in Needham. In the last couple years, her childhood home was developed and resold, but the developer opted to keep the basement just as it was where Allie worked out before she made the Olympic team. So that's what I love about Needham. It's a great option if you're relocating to Boston. So feel free to drop me a line if you have any questions of something that I haven't covered. And remember to subscribe. And thanks for stopping by my channel, Living in the Boston Suburbs.